Good evening, good evening, good evening. How's everyone doing? It looks kind of light. Hold on, y'all. Good evening. We have some light, just a little light. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? God is good all the time. God is good all the time. And all the time, God is good. How y'all doing? How was your Sunday? Did you get your praise on, your worship on? Not just at church. Did you get it on before you went to church? Did you think about, look around your house and say, ooh, I just got a reason to give God some praise? So, due to the times that we're in, everybody feeling like their dreams, their goals, their visions not going to go anywhere, I came here to tell you. If God told you, it's going to happen. It's just not going to happen in your time. So we've heard this before, but I thought this is as good a time as any to bring the jar back. Take the lid off your jar. Take the lid off your jar. Y'all come on in. Tell me hey. Say hey to me. If you watching live, put a 1. If you replay, put a 2. So we're going to talk about taking the lid off your jar. We've heard it before, but I just feel that we need to hear it again during these times that we're in right now. Did we know it was coming? No. Did we expect it to come? Did we expect it? Were we prepared for it when it came? Let me answer that for you. No. But through this pandemic, some or all of us have been blessed. We got some things we wasn't prepared on receiving. We got some blessings we wasn't prepared for. But, some people don't feel that way. But I'm just telling you how I feel and how you should feel. You're still alive. You didn't get affected by the coronavirus. And if you did, you're still here. You were healed. By Jesus' stripes you were healed. So let us all get excited about that. Let us all get excited about that. Me, myself, I'd have had 2 falls, but I'm still excited about the assignment God has given me. God has given me an assignment and a mandate to motivate, empower, encourage the masses. And I'm going to do just that. And this initial idea came from Steve Harvey. Take the lid off the jar. I need y'all to take your lid off your jar. If you have a jar, now this was supposed to be live when I did my last event. I had bought some little jars for you and everything. But since we have to be virtual, I want you to get the same concept as if you were in front of me. So if you have something, if you don't, just work with me. Take the lid off your jar is the title. If we take our lid off, no, let me go another way. If we keep the lid on, that's your comfort zone. If you keep the lid on and stay in your comfort zone, guess what? You can't move where God is taking you. You can't elevate to the places He has for you to go. If you stay like this and your hands are closed, nothing can come in and nothing can go out. You just gonna stay the same. So I came to tell you this evening, this afternoon, this evening, whatever you want to call it, that you need to take the lid off the jar. What happens when you take the lid off the jar? When you take the lid off the jar, you have released high expectations. When you take the lid off the jar, you have to have people around you that can help you execute your dream and your vision. They got you no matter what. When you start business, when your business start getting slow, start getting lacking, they still there. Let me say it another way. I think Oprah said this. When you ride in the bus, they with you. So therefore, when you ride in a limousine, they gonna be with you too. Don't just come and ride in the limousine and you couldn't take time in my hoop, as people call it, or on the bus or the taxi that I had to ride in sometimes. So you need people that have your back, that's in your corner, that have people around you that can help you execute your dream and your vision. So then, fear, if your lid off the jar, fear fear will stop you from moving forward. So if your lid is on the jar, you can put this in there because you are fearful about whatever. What are you afraid it's gonna fail? You're afraid it's gonna succeed? You're afraid what they're gonna say? You're afraid what they're gonna say behind your back, in your face? Take the lid off the jar. So then once you take the fear out of the equation, let me tell you what you have. It's still fear, but it means something totally different. Forget everything and rise. Rise to the occasion. Rise to the occasion. Rise to the occasion of your potential when you take the lid off the jar. You can love freely when you take the lid off the jar. You can have a positive mindset when you take the lid off the jar. You can have the success that you desire when you take the lid off the jar. You can have hope when you take the lid off the jar. Your faith will increase when you take the lid off the jar. Your belief will increase when you take the lid off the jar. I encourage you to take the lid. See, I'm putting it on now. Take the lid off the jar so you can have everything that you have dreamed of and more. Take the lid off the jar so God can continue to feed you what you need. So God can continue to download in you what you need. Don't be afraid of the revelation that he gives you because he gave it to you for a purpose. Take the lid off the jar so you can hear God. Take the lid off the jar. Take the lid off the jar so your potential, the potential that you have on the inside, it will begin to explode. The skills, the mindset that you have, the positive mindset, it will begin to explode. Those people say whatever they want to, but you continue to stay in a positive posture. You continue, because why? You have taken the lid off the jar. Whether you at work, church, home, school, wherever you are, make sure your lid stays off the jar so you can go where God is taking you. You can't go where God is taking you if your belief system is not where it needs to be. If you don't have I trust God in your spirit, you can't go where he's taking you because God has some marvelous, magnificent, whatever other adjective you want to use, places that he wants to take you, but you got to get right. You got to get your mind right. I thank God every day that he allowed me to keep my mind when I thought I was going to lose it. I'm thankful every day that God has given me this assignment because guess what? I love what I do. I love to motivate, empower, and encourage others. I'm giving you permission to live your life on purpose. And another thing that you get, when you take the lid off the jar, you will begin to live and stop just existing. You will begin to live and stop just existing. What does that mean? You're living your life to the fullest. You're living your purpose on purpose. You're living your life on purpose. I don't have to give you permission to live your life. But I will empower you because that's what that means, give you permission. I give you permission to live and stop just taking what everybody's saying. That's called existing. Are you going to live or are you going to exist? Are you going to speak life or you going to speak death? You going to speak your life or your funeral? It's up to you. It's all about what you want, what you desire. Let me go back to this one more time. Have people around you that can help you execute your dream and your vision. Guess what? That's your inner circle. If you have people that cannot see your vision, they don't see how you gonna get there, they need to change seats with somebody because they not even in the cards where we need them to be. The round table that we have developed, if they not there to help you execute and push your vision and your dream to reality, somebody needs to get up and let somebody who sees this they can sit down. You don't need nobody sitting at your round table that before you get through with your business meeting, the street committee has what you discussed. How is that possible that the street that had what you discussed in your meeting? Because somebody, I'm on my phone, I can't do it. Somebody in there doing this. While you talking, while you're discussing what event's gonna happen, what we gonna do next, how we gonna do this. I did say we, because this is not all about me. I'm just the visionary. But I have people that work with me to make sure I don't get discouraged. Make sure I'm not focusing on the distractions. Making sure I don't say I'm going to throw in the towel. See, I said that to my daughter one time, and she said, no, it's too many people that need you to do what you do. Too many people look for that. So here I am. That was in 15, 16, this 20. I ain't stopped. I love what I do. I love what I do. I love encouraging. I love motivating. I truly love motivating everybody. I truly love encouraging you to go after your dream. Guess what? You're going to have some dream killers, dream stealers along the way, but you don't focus on them. Keep your mind and your thoughts and your works on what you have to do. Keep focus on what you have to do and keep focus on God. God is going to send the people. Stop pulling everybody. Come on, I want you to sit at my round table. You my inner circle. Those are wrong people, because God going to send you who's supposed to be with you. God going to send you that person that you can call in the middle of the night. God gonna send you that person that will call you and say, are you good? You all right? I know you got an event coming up. Are you all right? I need you to just stay focused. See, God will send those people to you. God didn't say go look for anybody. God didn't tell me to go look for a round table. He didn't tell me to go look for an inner circle. But guess what? I did just that. And the inner circle had to be dismantled, because the inner circle wanted to tell me how to do what God has told me to do. That's a negative. You can help me push it, because the things that they were saying had already been done at the beginning of the moving forward movement. It had already been done. So God said, that's not who it is. I need you to hold on. I'm going to send the people that really support you, that really have your best interests at heart, that will push you when you don't feel like moving, that will motivate and encourage you when you don't feel like it. You don't feel like it, like getting stuff ready for an event. You don't feel like scheduling another event. Those people going to be there to tell you, gee, we ain't seen a moving forward seminar all this year. Whether it's virtual or not, we ain't seen one. So that pushes me. People push me to do what I was called to do. Because sometimes I get tired. Sometimes I get tired. And I don't want to do it. I know God has shown me a glimpse of my vision. I know he's shown me my business, my building. I know he's shown me that. I know God has shown me a little bit of that, a little bit of my house. He's shown me a little of that. So I have to stay the course. So I came to tell you, stay the course. Don't give up on God, what God has told you to do. Stay the course. Stay where you are. Stay where you are. Stay grounded, and God is going to move on your behalf. Stay grounded, and God is going to move on your behalf. Stop trying to go so fast and you mess up. Stop trying to make things happen overnight, because it's not a microwave. Anything worth working for is worth waiting on. So wait on it, but work. Take the lid off the jar. When you take the lid off the jar, you have unleashed high expectations. When you take the lid off the jar, you have begun to live and not just exist. When you take the lid off the jar, you have hope for a future. You have hope for a successful future. When you take the lid off the jar, the success you desire is for the asking. It's for you to go get. When you take the lid off the jar, you have a positive mindset. When you take the lid off the jar, you can love freely. When you take the lid off the jar, you can truly forgive and forgive indeed and give it to God. When you take the lid off the jar. When you take the lid off the jar, that unleashes your potential. That's inside of you that you're afraid to let loose, that's called potential. You can take the lid off the jar and your potential will begin to flow. Your potential, you will show up in ways you never thought when you take the lid off the jar. Your potential. When you take the lid off the jar, this fear, forget everything and rise. Rise. Go, step up to the occasion. Where God is taking you, tell him yes. Whether it's your ministry or business or your life, tell God yes. The business that you said you wanted to start but you never did, this is the best time ever. The best time ever. Forget everything and rise. Then we have another fear. This fear, see, this fear stays in the jar. So, fear will stop you from moving forward. Fear. False evidence appearing real. That will paralyze you. It's not real, but it'll paralyze you because that's what you're focusing on. You're not focusing on the positive things in life. You're focusing on the negative things. How I'm going to do this, what I'm going to do. Do you trust God is my question. Do you trust God to make a way out of no way? Do you trust God to have your back? Do you trust God to cover you? If you trust God, take your lid off the jar. God has the rest. Take the lid off the jar and God is going to do everything else. Take the lid off the jar. Release your potential. Forget everything and rise. Because fear, it will paralyze you. It will stop you from moving forward. You can keep that in the jar though. Keep that in the jar. That fear. Forget everything and rise. We're going to take that out the jar. It can be your pretend jar or you can go buy a jar. I mean, this is the jar I use. Your potential. Take your potential out the jar. Your love freely without limits. I didn't say it's going to be reciprocated. I say you love because God told us to love. He told us to love. That's the commandment for us to love. A positive mindset, take it out the jar. Your success, take it out the jar. Guess what? Let me talk on that one. Success. You are the success you were supposed to be at this time in your life. But you want something else, you got to work for it. You got to put pen to paper and ask God, what is it that I need to be doing, God? What do I need to be doing to reach the level of success that I desire and it's in your plan? We can desire it all day long, but if it's not in God's plan, it's not going to work out right. So ask God what is his plan for your life. Not God, this is what I want. Ask God what is his plan for your life. I'm not saying he's not going to give you some wants. But your plan needs to be coincided and meshed with God's plan. We're not in this by ourselves. We're not in this by ourselves. So when you take your lid off the jar, guess what you have? You have hope. Hope for a future. Hope for an expected end. Hope for your success to go. Hope for that job that you applied for. Hope for that car you done laid your hands on. You have hope and faith. They go hand in hand. I just want to help somebody now. When you take your lid off the jar, you begin to live and not just exist. You begin to live and not just exist. Live your life to the fullest every day. Don't allow anybody to tell you can't do something. Why? Because the word says I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So it's even when my strength is not strong enough, I begin to lean and depend on God. I say, God, I can't do this by myself. I need your strength to help me. And watch him do it. Watch him do it. Watch him do it. Then you have, take your lid off the jar. You have high expectations. You start thinking highly about yourself. You start thinking high about, yes, my business is going to flourish. Yes, I am successful. I will be the best-selling author. I am the sought-out motivational speaker. I am a sought-out person that likes to help somebody, that will help somebody get their book off the ground. That's me. That's what I do. And I'm not boasting or bragging. I'm telling you what the I am exercises and speaking highly, have high expectations would do for you. If you begin to tell yourself, oh, that ain't gonna work, oh, I can't do that, that is low expectations. What is it that you're expecting for yourself? That's like us as parents. We have children, whether they're grown or not. You had expectations for your children. You had expectations, high expectations for your children. You want them to make all A's. That's fine and good. But don't put them down because they don't have A's. They may have had high expectations, but something in the translation went wrong. They may have had the high expectations that you've given them, but something in the translation went wrong, and that seems to dim their confidence. That dims their confidence. So you are supposed to say, okay, baby, I know you had high expectations. This is not what you expected. So let's go. Let's find a way that we can make sure your expectations and my expectations, they're together. We're going to make sure our expectations are met. Whether it's getting a tutor, whatever it takes. If your child has high expectations, just like you have, and it doesn't quite make it, it's time for you to see what went wrong during the translation. What went wrong? Let me see if I can get somebody or something to help us. Because your children are not in this by themselves. As long as they have a mother or a father, they're not in it by themselves. See what happened to the high expectations. See, because I've always instilled high expectations in my daughter, whether it was school, work, wherever it was. Think highly of what you do. Speak highly of your assignments. Don't speak negative about what you have to do, because that's going to make you have low expectations. Negativity, low expectations, they go hand in hand. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for you. So, and the last thing, this is the last thing I'm going to say, I've said it before, but I want somebody to get this. When you're on this side, whether it's your business, your household, your ministry, your professional life, your whatever it is, always have people around you that have your best interests at heart, that can help you execute your dream and vision to fruition. You need somebody that can help you execute your dream and your vision to come to life. You don't need those that are saying, that's not going to work, it's not going to happen. You don't need those people in your life. You need somebody that can help you up the elevation ladder, that can help you write a business plan, that can help you write your marketing plan. You need people that can help you make your vision come to life. And that's just not anybody. You need to ask God who that is, because I can't tell you who it is for you. Sometimes I need him to send me some people. I need him to send me some more. I do have some that have pushed me to this point. I do have some that say, gee, let me help you do that. I do have those. We always need those people. And you need to be humble. Practice humility. Take the jar off. Take the lid off the jar. And that's when your humility is seen. It's not about me. Nothing I do is about me. It's for the glory of God. It's not about me. So that's what I had for you tonight. I know you've heard it before, but I did it a little different today due to, I think somebody needed some encouragement and motivation and some empowerment to let you know your dream is still possible in spite of COVID-19. Your dream is possible regardless to the circumstances that's going on in your life. You have to trust God. You got to keep your eyes focused on God. Your dream is possible. Y'all be blessed. G loves you. Take the lid off the jar and watch what happens. See y'all. Love you, love you, love you. Have a great day.